Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the show. I named this show the Daily Traders I don't even know what I named it. Traders Digest, right? So I thought it was really every single day we come here and we do some trading, we look at the market, we really look at it professionally, what the DXY is doing, what the Euro is doing, what Bitcoin is doing, what the altcoin markets is doing, what the whole crypto market is doing. So I thought, you know, this was a great name to do it. Let me know in the comments if you like it, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the like button, and let me look at who is here. We've already got 4, 5, 7 people. Good morning, Drew. I'm so happy to see every single morning. Mizi as well. I sent you the DM. Let me know. We talked yesterday. I'm so happy to see you here as well. How are you guys? Let me know how you feel about after yesterday's dump. Soup, good morning. Bella, good morning, everybody. Let me know, how do you feel after yesterday's dump? Did you get you know, caught off guard, or were you positioned, or like what was happening? I'll be very honest with you. I expected the dump, but I did not expect it to happen this much. I was actually looking for longs and I wanted to get in on the long, but we didn't get a confirmation. It was just very tough, you know, dumping through. I saw that the Ethereum Foundation sold 1700 ETH, and that might have been the catalyst. But also you have to consider, you know, there are a lot of shit is happening in the world right now that could impact or is impacting the markets. So let's look into what is happening. Yeah. So first of all, I want to look at the Forex calendar. We always do this every single day. Good morning. Didn't trade yesterday. That's awesome. That's good. Marcel, I mean, it's not good. Could be better, but we'll take care of it today. Good morning, Marcel. I'm happy to see you. Guys, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, follow me on Twitter as well. Every single day, trading alpha coming out and big things are coming. So let's look into the Forex calendar. So what we have today, Bell is saying I wasn't ready, unfortunately, but excited for the next trade opportunities. Right. So being not ready, you know, if you're not ready and you're not positioned, that's good. If you're not ready and you're positioned, that's bad, because that means, I mean, not bad, but that's a learning experience. You know, when you're not positioned, you get stubbed. And I'm going to talk a little bit about today also about the whole crypto, low volatility, whatnot, like why I'm kind of getting bored of crypto completely. And we're going to talk about it. Still not able to trade. Don't feel I know enough. You know, trading is a learning journey. You are going to learn. So as you learn, it's not like, okay, so it's the same thing. When you start driving a car, right? So when you start driving a car, you're gonna learn about it, but you're not learning at the table how to drive the car. You're learning the rules of the game, right? You're learning the traffic. You know, you're learning what you have to follow and what rules you have to follow and how you can, you know, navigate through it. But as you start learning, as you learn the basics, you have to get your hands dirty. You have to get in there. You have to start taking trades. You have to look at the market. And again, like, take $1, $2, doesn't matter. You have to focus on the ROI. But a lot of times you do not understand what the market is doing if you are just sitting on the sideline and waiting. So Mizi, we gotta get this going, and the reason why it's good that you're watching these shows is because I will help you do that. You know, but it's very important. You have to understand also why you are not taking your first trade. If you're not taking your first trade because you're afraid of losing, you gotta reduce your amount. If you're afraid, I don't see any other reason why wouldn't you just go on, take a trade. Isolated margin, you can't really screw it up. You know, it's simple. Let's talk about it. Drew is long Ethereum. We're gonna look at Ethereum. I'm actually excited to see that. Nuno, bom dia. Okay, cool. So let's jump right into it. Economic calendar, very important stuff. So we have today, as you see, we have the core PPI coming in, and this is very relevant. Producer price index. If you don't know what it is, I would suggest this is also one of the reasons why it's worth following me on Twitter, because I post stuff like this. So I published the whole thread not so long ago, about a month ago, so it's kind of long ago. But anyway, on what is an economic calendar and how I use an economic calendar. This is pretty good. I definitely recommend you check this out. And in here, I explain as well in the 11th point what is pre-PI, producer price index, which means it shows the change in the price of goods and raw materials
purchased by manufacturers. So that means that basically how much the producers and manufacturers get the raw materials from for, and that indicates if they pass that cost on to the consumer, that means that the inflation is going to hit. So that means that, you know, prices are going to be higher. So if they get it higher, prices are going to be higher most probably, and that could signal a higher inflation. And that means that actual number is greater than forecast is good for currency. Why is it good for currency? And I explain it here is because this indicates higher inflation, which might lead to tighter monetary policy, which means they might increase the interest rate to tighten the policy to slow inflation, which makes the currency strengthen and become a special investment. Because, you know, if you get higher returns on investing in the dollar, why would you risk it on crypto or any other risk assets? So the dollar becomes a more interesting investment vehicle. So what this said, what I'm looking at and why this is very interesting, why the PPI is going to be very interesting today is because the year to year, the month to month, what is it? The core PPI haven't changed, but the PPI have changed previously as well. And so the forecast is now 0.3. Now, if it comes below the forecast, that means that the economy is slowing. That means that the Fed is achieving its target of slowing the economy, and that's super good because we're looking at the situation in you know, in Palestine and Israel. You know, if the US gets involved, I talked about it yesterday, if the US gets involved, again, I'm not the guy to talk about it, but I have to, you know, as a trader, I have to look at all this. If the US gets involved, they need to, the only way they can afford a war is to start printing money. And obviously yesterday's research call, someone pointed out saying, you know, it's not going to be the same printing money when they buy back stuff and put money in people's pockets, but it's still money printing and still diluting the dollar and still making other investment assets other assets interesting for investors over the dollar. So what I'm trying to say here is that if this comes in lower, the dollar is gonna nosedive, like big time. So I'm super excited to see this. I'm also very cautious in trading today, especially in the Forex, but also in crypto. We can look at trades, but very tight stop loss, very good risk management as always, by the way. But this can be very, very interesting. If it comes lower than expected or forecasted, that the dollar will nosedive. And then we have FOMC minutes. This is also interesting, again, considering the situation with Israel and Palestine, because if the minutes come in less hawkish, right? So if they like, yeah, we see the slowing, we might want to, you know, depending on who voted for raise, who voted for not raise the interest rates and whatnot, we will be able to see and get an understanding of where the economy is heading and where JP's headed, you know. So and if we get an understanding of that, we can see if we will see interest rates decrease or hikes, or like what's going to happen. And that, so these numbers are pretty important. And obviously tomorrow I have CPI numbers and unemployment claims coming in. So big week ahead, as I talked about yesterday. But this is just very relevant, guys. If you're trading and if you take trading seriously, you do have to watch out for these events because they impact the markets. And they don't impact the markets only today, but they give a direction that you can trade. So for example, if the PPI comes in higher than forecasted, that means that the dollar is going to probably retrace to the 107 region because it means that the inflation is not slowing, which means that there might be more rate hikes, and which means that the dollar will be more demand, so it all adds up, and you have to follow these. And follow me on Twitter, go and check out this thread. This is pretty decent on what you can expect in an economic calendar, and how can you use that. So PPI and FOMC minutes today. Let's look at the comments. PTSD from losing so much so fast is making me feel I need to know so much more before trading. Okay, so here's the other thing, guys. It's very important. Losing everybody. I had an interview with Gary Soloway. Hopefully it's coming out on Crypto School YouTube soon. And he says he has lost over $300,000 to $500,000 before he became a profitable trader. So there are two ways of learning how to trade. Number one is that you actually, start on a demo account. I never understood that. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that you have to have skin in the game. Maybe you can practice, back test and all. I've done a lot of back testing, but I've lost quite a lot of money as well before I started making money, right? So you have to do back testing in TradingView, and you don't need to take the actual trades on a demo account, because you know it's good for learning the account that you're gonna trade on, but like you don't necessarily need to use a demo account to start trading. So what you can do is that you just take $10, $50, you know, depending on where you live in the world. $10 is basically a coffee in the States. Like, I mean, so take $10, $50, whatever that is, and take a $1 trade. That's it. It's that simple. Just take $1 trades, and then you still have skin in the game, and you still have the adrenaline rush of actually putting a trade on, or the dopamine rush that you are seeking. And this is kind of where crypto, trading becomes kind of gambling, because you get this rush on doing these trades. But if you're in a demo account, you're just gonna degen. Like I had one time when I had an opportunity to fly with a fly simulator. The first thing I did, I was fucking crashing, you know, because you just don't feel it. It's the same thing trading on a demo account. I mean, it's cool, it's fine, you see how it is, but like you're not gonna take it seriously. So even if it's $1, you know, it's still something that you want to consider. Okay, so going to try to follow everything you say. Other thing, very important, don't follow me. I mean, follow me, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, but I'm here to educate. I'm here to educate, guys. We need to have people educated. It's very important, because if you follow everything I say, what influencers say, it's very difficult to keep track of the trades as well and all that. So you have to learn. We're bringing you something very cool. Yeah, Drew, maybe you need to learn about position sizing. Yeah, of course, that's the other thing, like risk management, trading plan, very, very important. So if you're losing so much money on a trade, how you have to revisit. Like I, for example, now trade Forex, I do not risk more than 0.45% on my total account in a given day. That's just my risk limit. I'm not gonna risk more, because you know, and if you have $1,000, that might sound very little, because you're like, okay, I'm risking like $4.5, but if you start scaling up, that adds up, you know, and then there's no reason for you to risk more, because nobody knows what's gonna happen in the market. Good morning, Master. Good morning. Good morning. Mizi, Joa. Paper trade is also nice. I do this for impulsive trades. Yeah, it can be. Paper trade is what I'm saying, is like a demo account, right? So yeah, could be good. Yeah. So yes, 100% skin in the game. Okay, let's get into the show, guys. Let's get into the show. First of all, I see that we've got 15 people watching and we've got 5 likes. So I would like you to go on YouTube, smash this video, smash the like button, comment something, and I'm interacting with you here. And I also want to see these likes popping. It helps the algo, helps me. I appreciate you being here. Okay, cool. Let's get into it. So this was the economic calendar. So let's look at that, and we kicked it off with some trading alpha, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's look at Bubbles. Banter Bubbles, guys. In the description, you can download the application. This is pretty cool. You can see the bubbles, and I know I don't know if I can say this. I don't know, but I probably can. Bubble is gonna be, I don't know, it's like 5 times faster, 3 times faster than it is right now, starting very soon. So Josh is doing a very good job in this, really developing it. I really like where this is heading, and I also think that in the next bull, this is gonna be a very, very crazy tool. Also for you as an influencer, just to interact with people, you can come in here, chat with people. Anyway, I think every day I talk about this, so you know Banter Bubbles. Very cool to see XTZ. We should look at it later. We should look at this, because this is the only thing that's been up in the top 100. What? Okay, let's look at it later. Let's look at the DXY. So I've been drawing my game plan for the day. By the way, I also start my day by analyzing the market. So I have like a complete plan on what the DXY is going to do, what the Euro is going to do, what Bitcoin is going to do, in my opinion. And if it goes, you know, as a trader, you always have to have if then. I always say that. Like, if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. If this happens, there's no one in the world, and whoever tells you otherwise is not telling the truth, that can tell you this is exactly what's going to happen. I can tell you that if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. And if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. We're reacting to the market. We're not making the market. We're reacting to the market and seeing what is happening on the market, and therefore we can react. Nobody fucking knows what's happening on the market. We are reacting. Okay. So I said I didn't lose on trading on a spot, but don't want to lose anymore. Okay, this is also super cool, guys. This is also, I know I'm stopping here from time to time, but I think this is exactly why we're here, and we need to start doing these psychology sessions as well, just having a live where we can come in here and just talk, or maybe on Zoom. It's because, like, the thing is that if you lost so much on spot, that has nothing to do with trading. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I lost 7 figures since 2022. Nothing to do with trading, you know? Because making bad decisions there doesn't mean that you're a bad trader, or you cannot be a good trader. Or I'm going further, not selling your investment because you believe, you know, whatever that is different than doing day trades, getting in and out of the market, making money every single day, than having a long-term portfolio. If you looked at Amazon in the .com bubble, it was down 95%. It's doing pretty well today. Netflix, same thing. So like the thing is that your losses on spot should not determine your approach to trading right now. And also one very important thing that I think everybody should consider is that if you're focusing on the negative, you will attract negative. So if you're focusing on getting back, if you're starting off from, I need to get back that amount, I lost $100,000, I need to get back that amount, you're always focusing on the lack. You're always going to focus on the lack of something. And if you're focusing on the lack of something, that's what's going to manifest and that's what's going to get you, you know? So like, let go of that. It's gone. Focus on how you can create more wealth and not getting back the money that you lost. And that's a completely different mindset that will manifest differently. Okay, cool. Let's get into it. So DXY, so my game plan on the Dixie, first of all, like guys, if you follow this, if you follow me, we have I've been calling for this level for so long. If you watch this show every single day, we've been calling for this level. I've been calling for this level to wick through and come down. We've been on top of things here very, very well. Not to brag, but it was really that way. So now we are coming down. Now here's the challenge. We are coming down to the daily point of interest down here, right? So the interesting part about the Dixie is that we are coming, this is actually not even that, this is actually the 4 hour, sorry about that, this is the 4 hour point of interest, but also on the daily, like we made a decent high from this. You can call this the daily point of interest. So what is happening on the Dixie is interesting because of all the situation that's going on with Israel and Palestine. You know, it's something that we really need to keep an eye on. So what I see on the Dixie is the following: we leave liquidity behind. I actually thought that from here on we're gonna push and take this liquidity. So I was thinking we're gonna come down. Yesterday my game plan was that we're gonna push and take liquidity, but we reversed and came down, which was pretty good because I took a euro long, but I was expecting this to go up. Now why this is interesting, first of all, this is a very strong order block. We bleed through, no quite, like we just simply come through and then retrace to a supply zone and then come bleed through again. So this should hold in theory, but the liquidity up here and the numbers that come in today will have a major impact on this. A major impact. So the reason why we got to watch out for the Dixie is because this obviously helps determine where Bitcoin is going to go. So London is opening, we see the decent pump. So what I'm expecting is that we are going to come up to either this region here, you know, either up here a little bit, and retest and then reject and come down to this daily point of interest and then see a reversal depending on how the numbers come in today. Or we push up to this region, this 106, 106, 164, 165 region, and then see a reversal, or come up all the way to 107 and see a reversal. Now you can say, okay, Feva, there's like 3 things, I don't know how to track that and all that shit, and you don't even know what you're talking about. No, this is exactly what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about because I have no idea where this is gonna go. Like there is a war going on, there is, you know, all that shit. So I have no idea if it's gonna reject here. The most likely outcome is that it's gonna push all the way up here, so all the way to 106,540 and then reject from there. That's what I'm thinking. But if it pushes up here, we've got liquidity. Why not just come up to this region? And if it came up to this region, why not just wick through here? So we just gotta see lower time frame confirmation and trade accordingly. So that's my game plan for today. I'm expecting the Dixie to push and then reject. We'll see how it goes. If we see the rejection in any of these areas, I am going to be looking at taking a long position on euro. And let's talk about euro. By the way, just so we're clear, on the Dixie, I'm calling for sub 100, guys. Like heads down. So this is my first real. So this is the first real daily point of interest, and then the next real level that I think will hold for the long term. We're talking about months and months and months. Like this pump here is going on since July, so we're looking at, you know, mid next year when we're gonna be sub 100, maybe depending also how the war goes and everything else. But that's what I'm looking at. But we are at the beginning of that move, and you can catch a very nice move on the euro and other USD pairs, especially if this starts going. Guys, if you're new to the channel, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. We do this every single day. Follow me on Twitter, all that stuff. I see a lot of people joining in now. That's amazing. Okay, So I'm expecting a push on the DXY. Also, these are, guys, this can also be a macro view, but these are specifically for today. And what I'm doing, I'm day trading. So these are specifically for trades that I want to take today. Let's look at the guys. I appreciate 20 people watching now. I appreciate you. What made that strong order block? What do you mean? What made that strong order block? I'm not sure what you mean. Could you explain sessions trading and how opening affects price for the day? Yeah, so yeah, it's a little bit complex topic, but basically you got to look at sessions. Like each session has its characteristics. You have to keep the AMD in mind, meaning accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then all the sessions are liquidity as well. So you got to look at liquidity, how liquidity is going to be taken, and how can that impact you know, the market, and how can that impact your trades. Let's look at the euro. Mark is here to get alpha. Mark, you're at the right place. I'm telling you, you're at the right place to get alpha. And good morning for you too. Okay, let's look at the euro. Guys, by the way, if you want me to look at coins, I didn't really prepare because the crypto market is drunk. I'm going to talk about it in a second. I didn't really prepare a lot of coins. So if you want any coins for me to look at, let me know. And then we can do that. Okay. So here's what I'm looking at on oh no, sorry. Here's what I'm looking at on the euro. So, oh yeah, actually it came down. Okay, it actually did come down. So I was expecting, what is this? What did I draw here? Is there a wick there? No, there is no. What is this? Oh, there is a wick there. Okay. Oh yeah, it's like a dart mall. Yeah, exactly. This is, okay, so I was actually right about this. Okay, cool. So let's look at this. So I was expecting this to come down to the breaker and then reverse somewhere here. We need to see what the reversal might be. Maybe, yeah. No, yeah, we can definitely reverse from here. So what I want to see is that I want to see, yeah, but the DXY should push. You see, this is where it starts adding together, right? So now you're seeing my real-time, you know, analysis going through. So I want to see, there's no reason for the DXY to really reverse here. I mean, this could be considered as a breaker, but I don't think this is the reason for it to turn around. So it has to have one more push. So although this is a great spot for us to reverse, because it is a great spot for us to reverse. We touched onto the breaker, we touched onto an OB, like it looks all good and shiny. I do not think that this would be the right time to look at longs. So I will need to see a little bit of push to the downside before I can get in on a long on euro. And also I will definitely need to see a 4 point of confirmation. So what I'm looking at on the euro is that it will come down somewhere either to this point of interest and then show a lower time frame reaction, and then I can get in an entry. So this was yesterday's trade. I talked about it yesterday. Let's find it. Let's find it. I talked about this yesterday. Mana printer goes brrrr. Good morning, master. Good morning. So let's see what I said about the euro, because I actually took this trade on what I told to you guys. I didn't even mark it correctly, did I? Huh. Or I didn't talk about the euro? Alright, it's here. And euro USD. Ooh, interesting. So now we need to see, what is the DXY doing? DXY is pushing. So we need to see this. This is my entry on the euro USD. So this here is my entry. I want to get in here. I want to get in here a little bit. I want to get in here. This is like 0.052. That was my entry. 52. I got in earlier. Why did I get in earlier? Let me look at it again. 5.2. Why did I get here? So we gotta watch out for that. And then in a second, guys, we are going to announce the winner. So it's charting euro, right? It's weird. Why did I get it earlier here? This is actually marked correctly here. I think maybe the broker where I got in had a little bit higher prices, but it's much higher. What? Oh no, it's this one. Sorry, my bad. No, yeah, exactly. So it was this too. Exactly. Look at this. Exactly. Sorry, this is what I'm marking, and that's the confirmation. I was marking this here. And a little bit lower, but this is what I've been marking. And we touch on there, and then from there we see the confirmation here. So this was my exactly, now I see it. Why did I get in here? So this was my MSS, this was my MSB, and then I saw that there is like a massive liquidity built up, so I got in here. But following my rules, this was great and whatnot, but following my rules, this was stupid. Why? Because it did come back down where? To the beginning of the inefficiency. Look at this. If I did follow my rules, I would have had a much better risk reward trade. This is the beginning of the inefficiency, and it does come back down. Anyway, this was a 1 to 9 or 1 to 13, but I did take profits. I did take profits somewhere when this liquidity was taken, somewhere here. So it was 1 to 8. This was a great trade. So what I'm looking at today is that something similar. I'd like to see a dump and then a reversal, but I need to see it now. I need to see it in the next 2 hours. If I don't see it, I'm probably gonna let it go because of the economic numbers that are coming up. Someone is asking RNDR. We can look at RNDR, no problem. So anyway, this is what I'm looking at the euro. I'm looking at a little bit of dump and then a come back up. Let's see. I wanted to talk about Bitcoin as well. Good morning, Master. Good morning. Let's see what we said here. So we're expecting Bitcoin to come back down. So I was expecting this point. So this is 50% of the level. Yeah, so we have a 4-point structure. Exactly. So what I'm explaining is that we have a 4-point structure right on Bitcoin, and this should have held pretty nicely. My problem was that it didn't. You know, I thought that this liquidity is enough for us to stop this dump, but something crazy is happening, and for some reason we just bled through. I don't know if it's this Ethereum sell-off. I have no idea. This is one of the reasons why I'm like, fuck this, you know, because you have a great setup, and obviously I haven't been in. I didn't get a lower time frame confirmation, but you have a great setup. You have liquidity built up. You have a great point of interest. You have a breaker. You have everything ready for it to hold, and it doesn't hold. And it's just it happens in Forex as well, but it doesn't happen that often. And in crypto, it's like absolutely, it's a wild west, absolutely unexpectable. You know, you don't really know what's up. So this is why you always have to. Crypto is very cool, but you have to now that the volume is so freaking low, you have to take lower time from confirmation all the time, and that makes it so slow. Everything is so slow. So while in Forex yesterday I made a 1 to 8 trade, you know, a 1 to 8 trade. Here, for me to make a 1 to 8 trade, I need to wait fucking ages. I'll be 50 before this gets there. So I think this is why it's like trading crypto is exhausting right now. Very, very exhausting. Anyway, so the idea here was that we do have, oh, by the way, what I wanted to say is that this is my game plan for today, but I wanted to do my analysis with you because I need to rework this chart because this looks shit. So I wanted to give you how I do everything on my chart. I'll leave this on because I have this for my game plan. Let's just rewind here. So we had this liquidity taken, so I take that out. We had this as a decision point because this is the daily swing, right? So it actually still is. Oh no, it's the 4 hour. It's still the 4 hour decision point. This is the swing. Let's see if we came back 50. Yeah, exactly. So this is a great decision point. This could be a better one, but this is a decision point for me because of the big fair value gap. So I'll leave that on. We have this liquidity left. We have this liquidity left. That's good. We have the 1 hour point of interest. That's good. We have the 4 hour point of interest in the daily. That's also good. So let's go a little bit lower time frame and let's see what this brings. So we have the 15-minute point of interest here. We have the other 15-minute point of interest up here. Both are relevant. This has been touched. This has been touched, so I'll take this out. And this has been touched as well, so I'll take this one out as well. Okay, so the decision point is up here because this is the 50% of the wick, so I think we might see a push here and a reversal from there. But I am overall bullish. Why? We had this liquidity, we took it. We had this point of interest, we took it. We had this MSS, doesn't matter at all. You see also, no, look at this. So we come down here. The reason why I didn't get in on a long is because we get down here to the point of interest that I marked, we make a higher high. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. And what happens is we don't have the 4-point structure. We don't get the confirmation. We get 1, and then all this fuckery, and then dump. You know, my mom is calling me. Hey mom, I love you. I'm on a stream. So this is the problem. So let's see what it does. It pushes down. It actually pushes back down to this point, this 1 hour point of interest that I had down here, which is like probably the daily actually. Why is this mark so wicked? So this is the point of interest right here. A big one, the daily. That's the other thing about crypto, is like big ass ranges. Okay, so we have this here. Let's see what it does on the 4 hour. We have this as I can also put this as a 4 hour point of interest. It says 15 minute, but this can be considered as the 4 hour point of interest as well. Let's look at it now. I'm reworking the chart for anybody who's wondering or joining in now. I'm reworking my chart in front of you guys, so you know my thought process, and you kind of have an understanding on how I do my stuff. Okay, obviously this is high level, but this is what it is. So we come down, we have this swing high, swing low, and then we come and we test this, and we make an MSS, market structure shift. That's great. That's my 1 point. So that's that from here. So first of all, we come down here, right? So this is my low. This breaks here. So that means that we have 1 point, and then we come all the way up, and then we retest on a higher time frame. We retest down here. So that's 2. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that on the retest, I'm interested in getting in. Guess what happens? Comes the retest. So when the retest came to this point of interest, what we saw a big pump and a market structure shift. So as you see here, we see a market structure shift. And that indicates that it is a very strong level to, I mean, this is a strong level. This will potentially hold, and that we are seeing a reversal and continuing on the bullish pattern that we like, you know, like on overall, like it doesn't look bearish for me, to be very honest. This looks consolidation on lower time frames, but this does look bullish as fuck, you know. So I get back here, and I wanna find out, okay, what's gonna, let me look at the comments. Inefficiency. Deficiency. Mizzy is asking deficiency, inefficiency in the market. So fair value gaps, the market has to move in an efficient way, meaning the candles are interconnected. I can talk about it in another video. And inefficiency means that the candles aren't interconnected and fair value gaps are created. Looking for BTC to get above 27.6k again before I take a long. 27%. Well, my friend, it is above. So, I hope it helps. Oh, 27.7 you say. 27.7. Yeah, exactly. Very clever. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Sam. Very nice. Exactly. So what I want to see as well, it's a very well explained, I mean, well spotted thing, is what I want to see is I want to see an MSB. But the reason why I am going to get in on a position when we come back is because we already had that. So we are in a bullish scenario. So obviously it would be nice to see a 15-minute confirmation, but you know, when it rains, it pours. So crypto, when it rockets, it fucking rockets, like, you know, you don't have a chance to get in. And this is kind of what I see here that could potentially happen. So because we had the confirmation here, then we had a confirmation here, then we have a confirmation here, I do see a rally like this coming in. So I'm expecting the Dixie, again, like you have to put everything together. I'm expecting the Dixie to push a little bit. And if that happens, if the push would actually come through this and come to this region, which I think is the most likely, Bitcoin would most probably dump a little bit. And that would be enough for me to get in on a position here at 27,400-ish region. So this is the beginning of the fair value gap. I would be interested in getting in on a long position here and then taking it. Now, what you're saying, Sam, 27.7 is absolutely right as well. So if we look at the formula structure, you can go, you know, like you can go 1, 2, and then we should see a 3 and a 4. This was actually a 50% pullback. So this is sufficient. This is sufficient. So if we make a high here, that would be cool to get in on a position. That would be cool to get in a position. I'm still bullish. Ton of liquidity up here. Ton of liquidity. Not even a question. You know, I think it's not going to be... Yeah, I think it's just going to wash out. No problem. And then potentially we come up here. And then the question remains whether we flush. So because liquidity is building up here as well, especially if you look here, like the question will be also this liquidity here, but also this liquidity here. So all this, like the question really comes whether we're going to flush after that and have a little bit of, you know, a little bit of retrace to on the daily as well. Down here, this would be my area to look at potentially, but there's liquidity below, so a wick is most probably due. Come on, This would be what I would be looking at. But for now, what I'm waiting for on Bitcoin is to have a little bit of flush, come down, and then I could get in on an entry. I would take this. I would not take confirmations most probably. I will have this as a limit order because I like this. I think it's good. Let's look at Ethereum. Someone says, Marcel says Baker. Do you guys see my chart, by the way? Is it like visible and stuff? Because I just want to make sure that it is. So Baker is actually a breaker. It's called a breaker block. It's also a type of order block. It's called a breaker block. This is the place where the price broke through, and the likelihood of it coming back down to the point of interest is little. And we make actually okay. Let's talk about this for a second. So the fact that we came back to the breaker, we retraced 50%, and we made a higher high. That's an indication that we are going to rocket. So I think we are going. We can see a push from here. I just really wanted to come back down. I don't want to get in on an entry here because it's a pretty big stop loss, 1.4%. I don't want to do that. So if we come back down here, I'm happy to take the trade. If we don't, no problem. Okay, let's look at it. So this means for my ETH trade. Drew, let's look at your ETH trade. Let's look at it. Let me just look at Euro for a second. Let's look at your ETH trade. So here's what I see on ETH. ETH is bullish. Like for me, you know, ETH is bullish. If you look at the daily, you know, ETH just comes down to this. Why is this marked as 1 hour? I don't understand. So it had this flush. This was, I believe this was this. No, this is nothing. No, sorry. I don't even know what it was. It was some liquidations also that happened on Bitcoin. But anyway, so we come down, we tested this, and then we kind of consolidated in this region. But let's not forget that this is still our range. So this is our swing high up here, and this is our swing low down here, right? So like we had this and this previously. So we are in an uptrend, definitely 4-point of structure. So this should hold. If nothing else, this should hold, which is like the 1376. That should hold. What happens in between, nobody fucking knows. So like maybe we go a little bit lower, but this is where the lower time frame, this is where the trading part comes in, where you can trade positions. I'm not gonna, if for a spot, buy it. If it goes below 1376, we can talk about it. But until then, it's in an uptrend. So risk reward is worth it, in my opinion. So it comes down and touches onto very, very nicely to this inefficiency. So what do we see again is that we have this here, right? So we have it comes down. We don't take this wick here because this is not there in spot, and this is some events of liquidation, whatnot. It comes back and it makes a higher high. So what happens is that then it retraces here, and then it makes another high. This is the 4-point of structure that I'm always talking about. So we do have the 4-point of structure. So there's nothing else for us to do than to enter in a position. Now we get this week. The question really is, I don't know if it's on spot actually. They sold, I know that they sold 1700 ETH. Now, yeah, it's also on spot. That's not the best, but this is also the other thing with crypto that I'm like, fuck this, is that, you know, like, what do you do with this? If this is Forex, with 7 trillion 24-hour volume, I'll be like, okay, cool. So this is like a valid wick. This means that we're going lower. And this might be a valid wick now as well, but I'm still looking at longs, to be honest with you. I'm still looking at longs. We do see a very weak MSS here. We see a very weak market structure shift. We have a lot of, sorry about that. We have a lot of liquidity left behind. A lot of liquidity left behind. So I would be interested in an entry down here. This would be my interesting place to buy. Again, we might not come down. Where's the 5-minute? So this would be my entry around this level. If we came down here, that would be good. I would wait for lower time frame confirmation. But other than that, this would be my entry. Looking at the lower time frame, if we don't come down here, the problem is that we are potentially just going to retrace to one of these regions and then dump. So watch out for the 1600 region. That can be a trap, big time. That can be a trap, big time. So watch out for that. I entered at 1575, 30% position size 0. Will edit if wick lower. That's the plan. Yeah. So if it's spot. 1575. Yeah. Let's see. I think this liquidity should be taken, but you know, we don't know. Dominance is going. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. Dominance is going. We know it. We love it. Cool stuff. 56 is target. Very important, total market cap. So the total market cap is coming down. This is what I said. I was waiting for this. And this is fucking, like, guys, this is very good. This is very good. The fact that we came down, took all this liquidity, is very, very, very good. So, you know, I was saying that we're going to come down to either this point of interest, which we bled through, or this point of interest, and this is very, very good. Like, the fact that we came down here means that you know, we are starting to move efficiently on the total market cap, and that's good. That's like very good. So the only problem is that it is potentially going to come lower. The low on the total market cap is this 1.02 trillion region. If this does not hold, we have a problem, Houston. Other than that, this is just good. So we need to see a reversal, and we do see the reversal here. My only concern is that we do touch that. Okay, we do touch on the inefficiency as well. This is good. Like, the same thing will play out, in my opinion, on the total. We come down here and then we can go. This was a very good flush that happened. Probably a lot of retail scared, and it is time for the market to start moving up. I didn't look at pound. I wanted to look at BLZ. This is the trade that I gave you guys. I was expecting it to come down to 12.82. Let's look at it. That would mean that so if someone has BLZ, here, I don't know if you got in before or not. Taking the liquidity. So if yeah, 67%. So I'm actually gonna put an alert here because I don't want to miss this. Yeah. So that's BLZ. So the idea was that we're gonna come down and then we're gonna reverse. And that is basically what happened. So we were here around this region when I draw this liquidity. We came down, we bounced very nicely from the 1282 level, and then we reversed. I did not take this trade. First of all, the reason why, because that was a big dump. Second, we didn't have a decent confirmation here. Oh, I didn't see the decent confirmation. So we had one confirmation here on the 5 minute, and then this wick comes through again. Low liquidity, low volume. It's just, yeah, and then we move on, but it wasn't worth the gambling. Sammy's saying I'm very tempted to long within the next 3 minutes. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it, guys. And it's also, I'm gonna I think sorry that my sound. Do you guys hear me? Do you guys sound is good? Okay. Is this sound good? Let me know please in the comments. Does this sound good? Does it work? I also just wanted to round it up with the rent. Let me know in the comments if the sound works or not. Other than that, what I wanted to say, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to round this whole thing up with a thought, and that is that you gotta think about trading as a business. What I see, and also I started, is that for a long time I took trading as a gamble. It's like kind of gamble. I don't know I'm gambling, but I'm gambling. So trading, like with poker, the same people sit at the table, the winning table, every single year for years to come, you know. So it's very important for you to understand that trading is a game of probabilities, and you navigate these probabilities. A casino is profitable. They're making millions and millions and millions of dollars every single year, and their whole business model is based on gambling, because it's not gambling for them, because it's a game of probabilities. And that's the same with trading. So the problem with today's sentiment is that I see people posting like 20-30% trade tiles. Fine, let's look at the monthly P&L, my friend. Like, it's fucking nice to post a 20, 30, 50% P&L when you're not profitable. It doesn't matter. I'd rather post a 2% P&L, and I do that every single day, and I make 30% a month, than just, you know, go degen. And the other thing is, leverage doesn't matter. So maybe you have a proper risk management, and maybe that's why you have a tile with 200%. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that, first of all, don't get discouraged by all these tiles that you see posted like 20, 30%. Second, trading is a game of probabilities. I don't want to trade a fucking setup if I don't feel real confident about it. You know, my mentor Rain said, like, you have to think about, you are the market maker. You are creating the market. You are setting the levels. You are the one who has to tell the market where to go, how to trap retail, how to do all that stuff. And when that starts clicking, that means that you are going to you know, see the market in a way where you can exactly say what's going to happen. And when I say exactly say what's going to happen, I'm not saying that you're going to be able to say price is going to go from this to this by this date. No, what I'm saying is that if this happens, then this is what the outcome is going to be. If this happens, then this is what's going to happen after. So what your job is to actually map out, and I map out every single day. I sit down here before the show as well and before my trading day, and I map out the day. I analyze the DXY, I analyze Bitcoin, I analyze EURUSD, I analyze the macro situation, I analyze myself, how I'm coming to the charts, how was yesterday, do I have any bad feelings, I analyze my risk management. I go through the whole process of my trading plan again. I want to see it, I want to understand it, I want to follow it. So for me, just to take a trade on whatever coin because I think it's cool, no, don't do that, because that's exactly the way you get wrecked. Maybe you're going to be profitable for a day or 2 weeks or 3 months or whatever that is, but on the long term, I promise you, with this mentality, you're going to get fucked. And in the bull, it's different. It's different because in the bull market, you can buy anything you want and it will go up. You buy cross leverage, you know, put 50% of your portfolio in, you know, the coin has to go down whatever, 5, 10, 15% for you to lose money if you put enough leverage on cross, and you're gonna make money. It's not genius. Making money now is difficult, and you have to make sure that you are not losing money right now by just simply gambling on tokens, illiquid, low volume tokens. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, Drew. I appreciate it. I'm looking for a great background. I'm trying to figure out what would be best. So I just found this and put it on. We'll see how it goes. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And where did you learn FFA? I learned all the way. So it's also very important. You start out somewhere and everything kind of adds to you. Finding a mentor is very relevant. I also found my mentor who cleared everything up that I've basically learned. I think you get to a position where you know everything, where you know a lot of things, but you still don't know. And that's a very frustrating, very frustrating point to be. And I would definitely recommend to get a mentor. I would definitely recommend to, and also like stop following, you know, it's like you have to start thinking about yourself. You have to start thinking, okay, you have to look for, how do I get value? How do I make money? That's the question, right? How do I learn to make money? And if you're not making money, you're probably not learning the right way. So there are a lot of materials, you know, a lot of materials online that you can watch, you can see. There are a lot of misinformation as well. So you have to select the people, you have to select the information that you follow. And yeah, if you're here, Mizzy saying I'm here, you're at the right place. I'm there. Yeah, so you're at the right place. Just come here every single day, watch this show, and then we do it together. I promise you, it's gonna be awesome, and hopefully we're gonna get some news. It's gonna be awesome. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying here. You are the best ones. Comment, talk on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and I appreciate the comments as well. It helps a lot for the algo. Even if after the stream you want to leave a comment, I appreciate it so much. And yeah, let's get into the day. Watch out, PPI is coming, Fed minutes, FOMC minutes coming. Trade safe. Take care. Bye bye.